Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up, wake up, it's time to rise and sing the praise of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's time to rise, to sing, to shout, to bring him all your heart. He'll do the bigger part if you will only make a start.
God is so good that He gave examples of stories of real success in times when we are already denuded. Oftentimes, real stories are more piercing to the heart, for it has one thing in itself that cannot be denied, and that is reality. Let us lubricate our thoughts this moment by mentioning one of my favorite verses in the Bible found in John 9 verse 25, and it says, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." Friends, oftentimes it's not about the physical blindness that one person cannot see the reality of things. Rather, it is in the blindness of the reality caused by fame, fortune, and even friends who may not really optimally want us to see the world. This devotional is centered on my personal experience, of which I am a staunch supporter of blind massage. I usually get myself a favor every weekend by submitting myself to a 1-hour whole body lying massage. Of course, this was during the times when the pandemic is not yet a reality to reckon with. Today, well, we have to adjust things that we want to do. If there is one thing that I admired with blind masseuses, that is, they are very focused with what they do, and they are not distracted by the visual distractions that are actually happening around them. That is why, when you have a time allotted of 1 hour, if it is blind massage, it is really 1 hour, no less. One of my favorite masseuses is named Peter. Peter is one of the most senior massage personnel in that parlor, and in fact, he was instrumental in educating other blind individuals to have a decent work of doing massage, so that they can earn for their family and for their loved ones. Peter is a licensed DOH massage therapist, and he is also a holder of the National Certificate 2 of TESDA Vocational Educational Agency for government work. Primary conversation with him will amaze you that he can talk about anatomy and physiology, especially with regards to the systems that he tackles in his massage routines. In short, Peter knows his job and he loves his career, for he can see the world from his heart, even if God permitted that both of his eyes will not be capable of seeing. One day, I dropped by the massage parlor and I explained to Peter that I have difficulty organizing my electric wires at home, and I plan to hire an electrician to finish this task for me. However, Peter said, "Sir, there are things in life that we just have to believe that we can do it, more than the capacity of doing it." That statement was so deep that I asked him, what should those powerful lines mean? Then Peter said, "I will tell you a personal experience, sir, and I hope it will help you figure out what I mean." Friends, Peter told me that beyond his work as a massage therapist, he is also making electronic speakers, one that is being played in parties and even in street dances. What? A person who cannot physically see can do great speakers? Can assemble great speakers? Meaning, big size speakers. You don't hear me wrong. He told me that at first it was a great task not seeing what you are doing. But when you think it can be done, It still has difficulty, but the issue is, can you prove yourself that you can do it? Peter showed me a sample of his personally crafted speaker, and we played it, and it was very audible and loud and clear enough to serve the purpose if that is a party or a social festivity. Well, Peter told me, "Sir, remember I cannot see, but that doesn't mean I cannot think." For Peter, a functional mind creates vision for people and not necessarily an optimal eye. After that conversation with one of my favorite masseurs, I have learned great values-oriented lessons in life. Lessons I know I will never learn in school, because this is a life-earned lesson by a friend who is actually blind and at the same time an electrician. With Peter as my inspiration, I strive to always do the impossible and start it by believing that I can do it. Today, I can already wire my own house, modify my own electric gadgets, and figure out the logic of electricity not because I learned about it, but because I believe that I can do it, and it's up to me to prove that I can. Yes, if people in this world were permitted by God to have physical difficulties and still they can make the best out of what life can offer, then it is an insult to God for us who are physically fit and complete not to do our best, especially in striving for our own existence and help in the comfort of other people's lives. Starting today, when you think how awful life can be and how hard it cost you in the past few moments, in the past few days, in the past few months, think of my friend Peter, who beyond his impaired vision, he has the sight of being a person with value in this world. Yes, sometimes it takes another human for a human to realize the greatness of life. Remember, there is sight beyond our ordinary vision. There is sight even without our earthly vision. The only sight that will lead us to greater heights is the sight that is focused and aimed towards God. Dear friends, remember, if God's eyes can see a sparrow in its existence, how much more for you and me, whom He created and considered His children? Yes, I know God watches over me.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely, lonely, and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. For His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy, I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. For His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
resting on His promise, I lose my doubt and fear.
Though on the path He leads me, just one step I see, for His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. For His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. He watches me, and I know He watches me. He watches me, and I know He watches me. He watches me.
Yes, dear friends, everyone is special in the eyes of God. In like manner, when God give us eyes to see the beautiful things in this world, let us use it to see the real beautiful things and stop looking at the things that can make detrimental effects to the beauty of the real things. Sometimes the greatest lessons regarding the best side of life comes from people who may have been physically deprived of it. If they can see the world in its magnificent beauty, how much more for us who can physically see it? Well, waste no more time focusing on what is not real and not beautiful. Today, we really have a great 7 minutes with God. Why? Because we have seen something from beyond what we can see. Have a great sight beyond the human mind that God has instilled in each of us. Thank you for your time, dear friends.
Wake up, wake up. It's time to rise and sing the praise of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's time to rise, to sing, to shout, to bring.
Wake up! Wake up!